my fellow concerned friends. How are you guys doing today? Clearly, I'm doing pretty good because I am outside. It's a beautiful day and I wanted to get you guys out of my car. Like, I've had you guys locked in my car for a while now and it has been great weather. Some of you guys have pointed out. So I figured that I would take you guys out and we would just sit here in nature and talk about some horrifying topics yet again. So here is your trigger warning because today we are going to be discussing babies in bikinis. But before we start talking about this, I just want to ask you guys to please like and subscribe. And as always, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments because having these conversations is what moves us toward a better society. This all started because I was scrolling on my FYP on TikTok like we all do, and I came across a video of a woman who was describing how she got the wrong package from the swimsuit company that she had ordered from, and before she decided to send it back, she decided to open it, which I'm not going to give my comments on, whether you should open a package that you accidentally received or not. In this case, I do, however, have to say I am glad that she did. I am glad that she listened to whatever instinct and gut feeling that she had that told her to open it, because this opens the door to this conversation, which is so vitally important, as you will see later on in this video. So when she opens this bag, she does not find her swimsuit. She does not find an adult swimsuit. She finds 3 baby swimsuits for sizes 12 to 18 months. And they are not just any swimsuits. They are cheeky scrunch booty bottoms for a 12 to 18 month old and string bikini, you know the deal, on top. Let's just watch the video together.
So I ordered a bikini from this brand and I got the package yesterday and I opened it and immediately I could see that I didn't get my order. I got someone else's order, right? So I go to open my email and let them know, hey, I got the wrong package. And they already knew. They emailed me and said, hey, you got the wrong package. Here's a code. If you can send it back to us, we're going to get you yours. And I was like, okay, fine. But since I had already opened it, I was like, let me see. And I see on the receipt, it's multiple swimsuits for a baby, size 12 to 18 months. And I was like, okay, I didn't even know that this brand made swimsuits for babies, right? Or kids for that matter. But I opened this and I'm so sorry. Call me a prude, I guess. Call me old school, but I'm not going to lie. I do think this is a fucking crazy top for a baby. Size 12 months. This is the top. I'm trying to hide the tag because I don't want to put the brand on blast, but it's weird, right? What baby needs scrunch butt bottoms and little tiny string bikini tops? I'm so sorry, but call me a prude, I guess, but this to me is so crazy. As a mom, you are spending money to dress a baby, 12-month-old baby, in a string bikini and scrunch butt bottoms. Why? Riddle me that.
I have never understood parents who dress their children as if they're older. Let kids dress like kids. Let your kids literally pick out their own clothes. Even if they look silly to you, hype them up. That's how they're going to learn creativity and finding their own style. And being creative and learning about fashion is, trial and error. Why does your baby need cheeky scrunch butt swimsuit bottoms? You're 12 to 18 month old. We actually have to start asking ourselves that question. And also the companies are just as much to blame because they're the ones who are creating this clothing. And I'm completely aware that, people could make it themselves. People do sew all the time. I actually, believe it or not, used to sew all the time. I actually made the majority of my kids' clothes. I made us matching dresses and all kinds of stuff, but I don't really have time to do it anymore. And I also don't have my sewing machine or serger anymore. And that just hasn't been top priority to get because the house we live in right now is really small. So there's not really anywhere for me to be able to sew and stuff, but fingers crossed, this is our goal. Okay. I'm putting it out there into the world. It's a beautiful day. Fingers crossed. by the end of this year, we will have saved up enough money to hopefully buy a used double wide, like on a little piece of property, and then we'll have like our own home, and we can make it into the most perfect functional space for ourselves and our family and our kids, which would include a little office area nook for me. Oh, I think the wind is about to literally blow you guys away. But yeah, that is the goal. And so then I would love to like be able to like share like sewing with you guys and stuff like that. There's lots of stuff on my dreams list, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about my dreams today. What were we talking about? Like, yes, somebody could create this clothing themselves at home, or even worse, and I'm sure people have and do and will. It doesn't mean that brands should be contributing to that problem, because it is a problem, because that goes back to the question of why. Why do you want your baby in a bikini? And it's not even like a cutesy little girl's bikini or like two-piece. It is a cheeky scrunch butt. What? And I already know there's going to be the people that say, oh, well, the only problem with this is people like you who see it that way, who see an issue with it. No, the problem with this is that people see it that way, period, end of story. The second problem is that you don't know who's viewing it that way. You have no way to know that. The problem is not the people bringing awareness to the problem and attention to the problem. Personally, as a mom, I can absolutely sit here and tell you it is so hard to find swimsuits, specifically swimsuits for little girls, because everything these days has to be cropped. There has to be cutouts. It's weirdly cheeky and showing a lot of cheek. It's tight. And yeah, there are bikinis and like two pieces and stuff in the store, but like not like this. Like I've not gone to Walmart and seen a scrunch butt cheeky underwear bikini bottom for a literal 12-month-old, because why would there be? Why would there be cheeky scrunch butt for kids? Like why would there be? And that's not to say that it is impossible to find like more coverage when it comes to swimsuits for kids. Like even if when I just like did a quick Google search of baby girl swimsuits, all of the first things that come up are like rash guards, like long sleeve, like yeah, it's like the typical like underwear bikini cut like bottom. But nothing that's like overly sexualized, nothing that looks like a miniature like 20-year-old's bathing suit. Oh man, there is a huge spider. Look, hold on. It like has the babies. Where did it go? Oh, you see him? A little wolf spider. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see her? I'll leave her alone. I don't know if you could see that. Even if you go on Amazon, and I type in baby girl swimsuits, and it's the same thing. It's like the standard run-of-the-mill like bikini cut, you know, full coverage back. A lot of them are actually long sleeve, and a lot of these I would choose for my children. Now, I have to admit, I always have such difficult time during summertime because of like what I said earlier. You don't know who is who and why they're there for what reasons. And I have such a hard time taking my kids out to go like swimming or anything, because it's like, I don't want them to like feel like they have to cover up head to toe. And I want them to be able to not have to think about and worry about what they're wearing while they're having fun. But at the same time, like monsters are hidden in plain sight. And it's scary. It's really scary. But that doesn't mean that we shelter our kids. That means that we protect our kids and we do everything in our power to keep our children as safe as we can and as protected in these kinds of situations as we can. That doesn't mean that we throw in the towel and say, they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm going to dress my kid however I want. My For You page was putting in the work, okay? Because today I come across a response video from the brand that made these toddler or like baby swimsuits. And here's what they have to say.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Rebecca. I am the owner of Maheli Swimwear, located in Miami, Florida. We've been around for more than 10 years. We're a small business. I am making this video not to talk about my brand, but just to kind of answer a video that was brought to my attention a couple hours ago. There's basically a customer who I think is using a situation kind of to get popularity on TikTok. I don't know like where she's going with this or why she's choosing this topic to as clickbait, I guess. So I'm
being concerned about attire being made for children to be worn in public places, like vulnerable places is not clickbait, and it's not just like clout chasing. It's somebody like actually like being reasonably concerned about something. And as a business owner, I always find it so weird when business owners like take things like this so personally and get so defensive and start almost like attacking the people criticizing like their own patrons. Because mind you, remember, this customer originally bought a swimsuit and that's how they got switched, which she'll explain in a second. But it's like, this is a valid concern, and if a customer of yours has a valid concern, like the least that you could do is just like listen and hear it out and take some time to like really reflect. Like I know it's really hard for people to do, is like that soul searching and like looking in the mirror and all of that. I struggled with it too. Okay.
So I'm making this video to let you guys know, or to kind of like inform you on what happened on my side of the story. Just in hopes to clarify a couple things that we are being like strongly accused of doing from people that have no idea who we are or what we stand for. So basically, customer A and customer B, they both placed orders and we switched their orders by accident. So they received each other's order. Customer A reached out to us very quickly and she was like, hey guys, I'm a little bit concerned because I received an incorrect order and my original order is 3 custom bathing suits that I need for a vacation I have next week, meaning very time sensitive.
Did you catch that? 3 custom bathing suits. I'm going to take us over to the actual website after she's done explaining her side of things, but keep that in mind, is like these were swimsuits custom made for a 12 to 18 month old, and everybody involved in the production, design, everything, nobody stopped to think about, hey, should I be making, cheeky scrunch butt bikini bottom for a baby, for a 12 to 18 month old? Is the money actually worth it? Like, is this actually worth it?
So my team quickly hopped on this. We reached out to customer B and we said, hey, we're so sorry about the confusion, but you are going to receive a bathing suit that is not yours. We mistakenly shipped yours to A and A got shipped to you. So in that email, we added a prepaid return label to her email, just in hopes of like getting her to send it much quicker since we're on a time crunch. So she was like, not a problem at all. However, I don't have access to a printer, so I can't send this until the end of the week. Reading this, like, it's not going to work for us because we needed to get the order to customer A as soon as possible.
I feel like a lot of what she is saying is like so not important. Like, I feel like she's like purposely just talking about like little details and things in the story that like don't matter, because I keep having bugs fly in my eye. Because I feel that she's unwilling to admit any wrong or fault. So it has to be, oh, well, like you're about to see, like she starts talking about how like, oh, she couldn't get it in time. Then we sent her a QR code and then she still didn't send it. And then she opened it, and never addressing the meat of the matter until like the end of the video. So I'm going to skip a lot of this where she's just kind of explaining details that really just don't matter.
I thought everything was fine until a couple hours ago, the customer B, who received the incorrect custom suits, decided to open the package and create a video and talk about how she believed and talk about her opinion on the baby swim. She had a different opinion from customer A, clearly. She had a different opinion from all the customers that we have that love our swimwear. And she found people that share her opinion, which is great. That's what you guys think. Where I draw the line here is just, I normally don't answer a different of opinion because I am not for everybody. Our swimwear is not for everybody, but you are attacking a brand that we have worked so hard to build for over 10 years on nothing, just on an opinion. Like you, I don't believe you have anything to stand on. I believe that it's like very dangerous and very backwards, and calling my customers pedophiles and my team pedophiles is just insane, unnecessary. It's a far stretch. I feel the need to defend myself, defend my brand and our integrity. I wish that all of these people would start a conversation with me. I wish that they knew me, because if they did, this would not be their opinion of me or my brand. That's pretty much all I have to say. It's unfortunate that one person's opinion could create all of this chaos, like on our social platforms. if you have something to say, if you disagree with something, just talk to us. Like, we're open to talking to everybody. I welcome different opinions. I think it's beautiful that everybody is different and everybody is able to do, say, wear, purchase what the heck they want. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
I don't agree with attacking this business or any business who makes, clothing or like specifically child like clothing, and calling them or accusing them of those things, because that is a very weighty term that is thrown around. Depending on what age the victim is, that would determine pedophile or whatever other kind of file. So I wouldn't agree that somebody who's simply making bikinis that, albeit are very suggestive and should not be made for children, I don't think that that inherently makes them or all of their clientele. Although I still have a lot of questions like, why? What is the point? I don't understand it. And I couldn't help in seeing all of this and the response and, hearing everything out, I couldn't help but ask myself, like, is there any law that prohibits parents from, exposing their children? Is there some sort of like indecent exposure law that applies to what children wear and how much skin children show? And there's not in the United States. In the United States, there is no laws that tell you what you can and cannot dress your child in, which on one hand is like, yeah, duh, that makes sense because like common sense. But on the other hand, it's like, okay, but then also it dabbles into, child endangerment when we have parents that are dressing their literal babies in swimwear that is suggestive. Okay, go walk through any child's department store. You're not going to find cheeky scrunch butt swimsuit bottoms. Those had to be custom made. Like, let that sink in a little bit. Like, let's actually like critically think about that. And then taking this child presumably out in public, or possibly even taking photos of this child and uploading them online, which, I'm sure you guys can guess how I feel about that. But all of this for what? Genuinely, because like I have never really met anybody who looks back as an adult on baby pictures their parents took, where like they're nude or like the emphasis is on their butts or their private areas in general, and have been like, oh wow, that's actually so cool, so funny, haha. It always is like with an air of, yeah, that's funny. And it's more like, it's funny, haha, like, why'd you do this? And I think that it's because we shouldn't be doing that. Like, I, as a parent, I don't have any inappropriate pictures of my children at all. I have none of them where they are not clothed, not covered. I don't keep images like that. I won't, because they're pointless and useless. And God forbid, especially in our day of technology, that those images got out of my control. Like, God forbid. So when I go on the Maheli, I think I'm saying that right, Maheli website, they have beautiful swimwear, like genuinely beautiful swimwear, but it is very obviously targeted for adults. And I'm not saying that an adult swimwear company can't make swimwear for children, but it is on the responsibility of these companies to make sure that we are not making adult swimsuits miniature for kids. And I really think that if you see absolutely nothing wrong with that, that you need to be a little bit more sensitive, I think. I think you need to be a little bit more sensitive and aware of the very real reality that these things are happening right in front of our eyes, right in plain sight. And we do have the power to protect kids. I do believe that it is a responsibility of the company to keep in mind the innocence of children. I don't think that this brand deserved to be name called in the way that they did, but I do not think that they handled this situation well at all. They definitely are not able to handle criticism and feedback and opinions that may go against the beliefs that they have held for a very long time. And I think that that's not cool, that they were willing to kind of throw a customer under the bus who didn't even name drop them, who was showing a genuine concern as a patron and as a mother. And they kind of just threw her under the bus and dismissed it, and kind of threw it up in the air as, if you don't like it, then don't do business with us, which is like, okay, that's fine, fair. But Yeah, so if there's any swimsuit brands out there who love making kids feel fashionable and cute and you're affordable and you know they got high coverage, SPF, all of that, like drop it down below in the comments. Like it's hard out there finding, you know, nice swimsuits that don't feel like a plastic bag. That's all I had for you guys today. I just had to get that off my chest. And as always, I'm really interested to know your thoughts. Do you feel like, you know, like this is something that brands should be considerate about? Is this something that you feel like we should have laws in place for? But then that kind of like touches that gray area of like, ugh. All of this stuff is so complex and nuanced, and I am so glad that we are having these conversations because it forces me to do a lot of research and internal thinking and digging. And yeah, I just really appreciate you guys being here and supporting me. And I hope that you guys had a lovely day and you guys have a lovely weekend. I'll probably upload this tomorrow. Today is Saturday, so I hope you had a lovely weekend because this will probably be uploaded Sunday night. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. This is my other cat. You guys already met Dr. Bell. This is my other kitty. His name is Gus.